our long and short discussion. That is, we always tried to come to these with one idea for going long the market, one idea for going short the market. And I'd like to add mine, which, believe it or not, actually does kind of follow on this discussion that we had earlier. It's the logistics side of the equation. All the logistics problems that were created by a combination of all the lockdowns that we saw, together with the boom in demand that we saw coming out of lockdown, that to me remains an opportunity. And this is why any multinational worth its salt, any major global corporation has seen now just how disruptive just-in-time inventory and supply chain management can be in this world we live in, where there are these risks that can arise out of the blue. And I believe logistics firms are going to find that corporations in general are looking for much more comprehensive crisis risk management planning, prevention solutions. And they are going to be willing to pay for those. Corporations don't like their value add chains being fundamentally undermined and disrupted by things they have no control over. But the logistics industry has the ability to be flexible, to adapt, to provision, to prepare, and to build extra capacity. And so I believe the global shipping industry, I believe, and that's true of seaborne, airborne, rail, freight, car, trucking, you name it. This, I believe, is going to be one of the best trades here, because what we've seen may be a one-off shock to logistics, but everyone's now going to want insurance against a similar future supply shock. And the only way to do that is to have more logistical capacity to provide the backup, the insurance, in the event we ever end up into a situation like this again, where there's just not enough port capacity, not enough cranes, not enough rail cars, not enough containers in the right place at the right time. And so I think that logistics is going to see a sustained boom as a result of what's happened, even if the situation begins to normalize over the coming months. So that's my long. Boaz, you're back with us.
I am indeed. I'm sorry about that, folks. Temporary loss of internet. Hope that didn't cause too many troubles there. We are back online, rocking and rolling. John, I believe you were leading on to our nice long, short section. I did get the last of that there. It did sound like
that was the long. The long is logistics, the logistics sector. I think the shock that all of this has done to businesses around the world, they're all going to want, their plan Bs, their insurance for the future against any similar disruptions. And that's going to bump up demand for general logistical capacity, more flexibility, more capacity, more options in the event a given supplier goes wrong, can't ship from a given location. That to me is going to be a sustained boom for the logistics industry. All aspects of it, if you ask me. That was the long. The short, I'm going to borrow a previous short. And basically, it goes back to what I said earlier on this call also. Tech is still just so obscenely overvalued. Leave all of the stuff we discussed aside. Geopolitics, the Fed, Omicron, you name it. Tech is still just so overvalued. I don't care what brings it back in line with the broader market. Something's going to do it, if only under its own weight. So I would stay short tech here, but I would add this logistics long. I think it's a great place to be invested now.
It does feel like logistics could become a very well. They already have over the last couple of years. We've seen all manner of supply chain issues arrive with when you're looking at what happened in the Panama Canal, or if you're looking also what happened in various commodities. There are all manner of supply chain issues there. I do wonder whether or not. Well, actually, John, I think you'll probably be able to answer this. The firms involved in logistics, there aren't too many of them out there, and I would imagine they have an awful lot of pricing power when it comes to what they can demand from the source of commodities, for example, that they're shipping to.
Absolutely, no, absolutely. This is where, again, this is pricing power is key in an inflationary environment, and logistics firms. It depends, right? They end up sometimes with overcapacity. And if there's overcapacity, then fine. They're not going to have much pricing power. But we've entered this new world where everybody wants more capacity as an insurance policy against future disruptions. And so I think logistics firms are really going to have a free run of it over the next couple of years as everyone makes that adjustment.